Good day. The reason I'm here is because we had a concerning issue with one of our employees. Mostly, the name's Fred, one of our supervisors. Most of the issues concerning with him was the business profit margin was suffering, and I had a lot of complaints with our employees lately. Mostly dealing with how Fred's communication skills were not up to standard. Mostly dealing with his verbal nonverbal communication skills. For example, when it came for verbal, it was mostly him just shouting and yelling at our employees. They have good ideas. They know how to follow the rules and everything. They did their part. But I fear that if Fred keeps yelling at them, I don't think they're not going to be able to make it in terms of the decision. So they come to me. And I fear this is going to suffer in the long term for our business. Another one was the non nonverbal communication, mostly him being angry, like, why you gotta do this stuff like that, like, mostly it confused most of our employees. They didn't know what to do, so they just came to me. But dealing with the nonverbal issue, he was also. I had another note. It was dealing with how he was just angry, just imposing, not even just allowing the employees to understand him. Like for me, I'll be talking to you now. Good. Always happy. Always here to help. Fred, I don't care. You can do your own decision stuff. Like, okay. Another issue was the listening skills. I remember one week, one of our employees were going to ask them a good idea they had of how to improve the business, and Fred just simply ignored them. Just had headphones on, just listening to his own stuff. Just, I don't know, just listen to music, taking a break. Like, just too much. But, concern, but more concerning matters ahead was his negotiation skills. Mostly, it dealt with one of our customers. I think it was Tuesday. It dealt with a complaint about how the taco meat was. They found something bad, and when Fred came with the problem, it seems that what he did was he just took it personally, like, well, you're just picky. And I had to step in before the problem started to escalate. So I de escalated it. The other ones were his decision making. Apparently, the last couple of days, there was a decrease in profit, and most of the time it was to change our prices. It's like 99 cent, $44, and just changing just within the entire day, 3 to 4 times, probably more. And another one was one of the pressing matters that I had personally was his assertion in terms of how he just wanted to do. When I talked to him lately, I saw that he was confused. I could tell on his face, just didn't know what to say, what to do. I can understand about following certain rules stuff, but I can see that his self-esteem is low, and I can tell that the employees, the rest of them, were also feeling the effect as well. And while that may be a problem, I do have an idea about how we could possibly solve it. And for what I had personally was we worked with some of his skills. Mostly, first of all, I have to start with his listening skills. I know he wants to ignore most of the folks and everything, but the number one thing we have to do is at least listen to what others have to say. If I can work on that portion, I can at least work on his verbal communication. I mean, it's still there, but I think with a little bit more time, it could work. His nonverbal communication, well, that may take some time. The other one is like his decision making, which, while it was more of a problem of how he can just stay one price, which was like $1.25. That may take a little bit time. Probably have to set up a plan in which he can understand just his entire schedule about how, for example, this price for this day, this price for another day. So like Monday may be $2 for the taco, probably salt taco, and then give it a week, more probably 3 weeks, to allow potential customers to understand that we're just trying our best to ensure that we, the employees, make sure the client is always happy and satisfied. And then for most of the other stuff, like his assertiveness, well, that may take a little bit longer because while I could see in his face like this, confused most of the time, I think what I would have to do is just take it one step at a time, try to find some type of other way. Like, if it dealt with something stressful, I have to observe what he probably did wrong for those certain days, and then improve my plan in terms of how it would work. The other one would have been, well, in terms of negotiations and all the other stuff, like his negotiation skills. Uh, I'll probably had a good idea. It was mostly it was mostly a good idea about how I would act as like one of the customers. While it may seem a little too much, it was a good idea to see how he would react to a customer that had probably multiple complaints. I'm not even sure. See how he can just deal with it. For example, decision making with alongside his negotiation, yeah, his negotiation skills, call it that, and see how I can get it. I'm not sure how it's gonna work, but I think, given within time, he can be helped. Not sure how, but for what I've said so far, that's what I plan on doing, it will work. And to that, I think we just might be able to help Fred with his potential problems.